and we're gonna go right in. What did my tracking just do? We're gonna go right into our main events. The last battle of the week. First team is Lunar Lynx, played by Lynx, playing for the Black LGBTQ Plus Liberation Inc. Currently 12th place at 0-2. The mega of this team being the Mega Ampharos, the Oyubans being the Gliscor at 2-2, and the Iron Moth at 1-1. For the UU Pokemon, we have the Reuniclus and the Nidoqueen. For RU, we have the Milotic and Magnezone, who are each at 0-1, with the Grimmsnarl at 1-1. For the NU Pokemon, we have the Chandelure, we have the Emboar and the Klefki, who are each at 1-1. For PU, we have the Dipplin at 0-2, we have the Phalanx, with the Frostlass and the Aurorus, each at 0-1. And their opponents for this battle, the Serperior starter, played by Sox, playing for Dementia UK, currently in 14th at 0-2. The mega of this team being the Mega Swampert at 1-2. For the OU Pokemon, we have the Corviknight at 0-1 and the Tyranitar at 3-2. For the UU Pokemon, we have the Scolipede and the Blastoise. For RU, we have the Hisuian Goodra at 0-1. We have the Snorlax and the Gallade at 0-2. For the NU Pokemon, we have the Flygon, the Dragalge, and the Charizard. And for PU, we have the Electros and Aggron, who are each at 0-2. And we have the Luxray and the Turtonator. And we are going to go into our starting lineups. Lunar Lynx is going to have the Gliscor, the Milotic, the Iron Moth, Dipplin. I dropped the other one. This is Dipplin. We have the Klefki, and we have the Aurorus. And the Serperior starter is going to bring their Mega Swampert, the Snorlax, the Aggron, the Gallade, Flygon, and Hisuian Goodra. A lot of chonky boys on this team. Yeah, let's get into it. Our main events of the week. Lunar Lynx is going to lead with the Aurorus, with the Serperior starter leading with the Snorlax. The Freeze Dry is going to be used, doing a little bit of chip damage, and getting the freeze right away onto that Snorlax. The Hyper Voice is going to be used, doing a little bit more damage to the Snorlax, and the Snorlax is going to stay frozen here. The Earth Power is then going to be used, again, doing a little bit more chip damage there. And the Snorlax stays frozen. The Meteor Beam is then being used, boosting the special attack with a Power Herb, taking the Snorlax back down to 3 HP with the freeze and thawing. The Curse is then going to be used, but unfortunately it might be a little bit too late here. The Earth Power is going to outspeed and take down the Snorlax. Goodra, then Hisuian Goodra comes in, with a Freeze Dry being used, doing some chip damage there, with a Flamethrower doing a little more chip damage back to the Aurorus. The swap from the Hisuian Goodra into the Gallade, with a Meteor Beam then being used, boosting the special attack by the Aurorus again. With a Sacred Sword is going to take down the Aurorus. Life Orb, though, doing a little bit of chip damage to the Gallade. The Gliscor then coming in, with a Psycho Cut doing some damage there to the Gliscor. Gliscor then going for the Earthquake, doing some damage back to Gallade, with the Toxic Orb going to put recovery back onto the Gliscor. With the Gliscor getting crit by the Night Slash from the Gallade, but the Toxic is going to land and put the Gallade now on a timer. The Poison Heal is going to slowly heal the Gliscor, with a Night Slash taking it down the Gliscor, though. But the Toxic is going to be enough to take down the Gallade. Each team now at 2 Pokemon down. This Mega Swampert comes in, with the Dipplin then coming in as well. Swampert's going to Mega Evolve and go for an Ice Punch, doing a crit and doing some massive damage to the Dipplin, with a Spirit Bomb doing massive damage back to the Swampert. Swampert is going to outspeed despite the speed drop and going to Ice Punch the Dipplin down. Milotic then comes in with an Ice Beam, taking another freeze but immediate thaw, with the Earthquake then being used by the Swampert to do about half the HP of the Milotic. Another Ice Beam is going to take down the Swampert. Leftovers recovery from Milotic, though, with Flygon then coming in. The Giga Drain can do a little bit of damage here to the Milotic. Milotic being just chonky, though. The Ice Beam is going to take the Flygon down to its Focus Sash. Another Giga Drain being used, doing a little bit more chip damage. But the Recover is going to bring the Milotic back to 80, 90% HP. With another Giga Drain being used by the Flygon. A little more recovery here. But the Ice Beam is going to take down the Flygon. The Aggron then comes in. And the Ice Beam is going to be used. A resistant hit against the Aggron here. With a Body Press doing some pretty good damage, pretty decent damage to the Milotic. With the Leftovers recovery from Milotic here. And a Scald is going to take down the Aggron with just the Hisuian Goodra left. The Ice Beam is going to be used doing 10% of the HP of the Goodra here. With a Dragon Pulse doing some good damage to Milotic. Scald, though, being used again, a resistant hit with a Dragon Pulse, bringing Milotic down to 8% HP. And the Recover is going to bring Milotic back to over half, with a Dragon Pulse being used, doing some pretty good damage to the Milotic. Another Ice Beam being used. And a Dragon Pulse, taking the Milotic down to 10% HP. The swap, though, from the Milotic into the Iron Moth. The special attack is going to be boosted by the Iron Moth, but the Dragon Pulse is going to do about half the damage of the Iron Moth here. With a Fiery Dance, bringing the Goodra to 28% HP. Not getting the special attack boost, with the Dragon Pulse bringing the Iron Moth to 8% HP. Energy Ball being a resistant hit, but critting the Goodra. The Dragon Pulse is going to take down the Iron Moth. Goodra's standing strong here so far. Klefki then comes in. With a Steel Beam being a resistant hit, taking half the HP of the Klefki. With a Flamethrower is going to take down the Klefki. With just the Milotic left and the Goodra left. Both at such low HP here. The Recover, though, is going to be used by Milotic. The Dragon Pulse is going to do some damage to Milotic here. And the Ice Beam is going to bring the Goodra to 3% HP. Dragon Pulse bringing the Milotic down to 13. But the Milotic will outspeed, and the Goodra is going to fall with the Milotic, with the Lunar Lynx being the winner of the main event of the battle. Very, very good battle there from those teams. Oh my goodness.